Welcome to the session that will demonstrate how I created a lesson in Google Drive in order to share it with you in Google Classroom. Go to Google and log in with your district password if you haven't already. So I will click sign in and I will type in my username and then my password. I will go ahead and click on the apps in the upper right corner and choose Drive. I want to go ahead and show you what I've done in the past. So I have an advanced 7th grade class, and these are things that I've shared in Google Classroom. I have 6th and 7th grade, and these are assignments that I added to Google Classroom for students to pick up. And here's my 8th grade curriculum. With my drive selected, I will choose Create, I will choose Folder, and I'm going to add Google Classroom Unit. This is for the session that I'm presenting. I will choose Create. I will then open that up. It's over here on the left, and you can also find it in here. Now sometimes you might want to go ahead and color coordinate it. If you choose to color coordinate your folder, you would right click and choose Change Color. I will go ahead and open up that folder, and this is one of the assignments that you will be doing in this session. So with the Google Classroom Unit folder open, I will choose Create again, and I'm going to choose Document. In the upper left corner, I will click on that to name it, and I'll call this About Animals. You're going to be doing an activity on animals. I will choose OK. I'm going to go ahead and type in the directions. I went ahead and typed up my directions. I will go ahead and do Ctrl A to select all my text, and I like to use Georgia, so you might want to do the formatting of your text here, and I'll make it a little larger. If you want to change the dimensions of this doc, you would go to File, and then you would choose Page Setup, and this is where you can change the margins. So if you wanted smaller margins, you might do 0.5 and experiment to see what you're comfortable with. But sometimes you might need a little more space, and I like these dimensions, and I will choose OK. I will go ahead and select directions and do Ctrl B to bold that, and I'm going to set up a table for this activity. So to set up a table, you would choose Table, Insert Table, and there happens to be 3 columns, and maybe I'll have just 5 questions. So I'll have 6 columns because I'll want to put the information at the top. So the question will be here, the keyword will be placed here, and the answer will go here. So I'm going to go ahead and get a question from this website, and I will set up the question over here. This is the question that I came up with. How long can a platypus remain submerged underwater when trying to find food? Now you need to make a hyperlink to the website so that the students can locate the information. So I'll go ahead and at the top I will highlight the URL. You can just click in there and it will highlight it, and you can right click and choose copy, or you can click on the Control and then C key of your keyboard, whichever one you want to use to copy that link. You would then return to the document. You could make the entire question a hyperlink by selecting it, and then you would choose the hyperlink in the menu, and there it pops up, and you would do Control V, or you right click and choose Paste, and then Apply. Then when they click on it, all they have to do is select it once and the menu pops up and you click on the website. That's how you set up a hyperlink in Google Docs. You could go ahead and do Control B for the title. I like to go ahead and take the questions and add a different color, just to have a little contrast. And I choose More at the top, and then I choose the paint bucket, and I choose a light color. That's if you want to add color to your tables. I will continue to set up this doc and then show you how I add it to the Google Classroom. Now that I set up my table, I might actually move the table a bit so there's more room to answer the question. The key word is just going to be one word for this particular activity. I'm now ready to go to the Google Classroom. So you can go ahead and Google Classroom with your login. Now do make sure that you create a teacher account first before you ever go in as a student. It causes a lot of problems, and it's hard for you to set up as a teacher if you accept an invitation from another teacher. So you want to set up that account immediately as a teacher, and I've already done so. So I'm going to Google Classroom. I will click on Go to Google Classroom, and here's all the classes that I've created. I'm going to go ahead and choose this plus sign and create a class. This is the class I created for you. I'll call it Google Classroom, maybe Professional Development. Actually, maybe I'll put Professional Development under section. As you can see, I have computer design, and then the section would be either period 8, period 7, and so forth. I would then choose create, and I'm going to go ahead and create an assignment. So I'll click on assignment. I will title that assignment. I will title this one about animals. And you can give a description. So I wrote, this assignment will demonstrate how to find information quickly with the find function. You can set a due date. You can always come in and change this if you need to. You can also choose more than one class, which is really nice because I have a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade class that have the same curriculum. So when I do that, I would select those classes, which is fabulous. You can add a YouTube. Here's from the drive, here's an attachment, and here's a hyperlink. But I'm going to go ahead and go to that document that I made in Google Drive and then locate the folder that I created for this particular unit. And there it is, about animals. I will select it and choose add. I'm then going to come over here where it says students can view file, and I'll choose make a copy for each student, and then I will assign it. Now, hopefully you can see the class code over here in the left. You would want to share that code with anyone that you want to be able to access this doc. If it's difficult to read, you can always reset it until you get a code that's easy to use. I think sometimes it's hard to determine an L from a 1. Now I will log in as a student. Once I'm logged in as a student, I would then go to Google Classroom. I would then select that. I would click Go to Classroom. I would then go ahead and click on the plus sign and enter that code and then choose Join. And you can get back to your other classes by clicking in the upper left corner and going home. So we're doing Google Classroom, and there's the assignment. I will go ahead and choose about animals. I would then click on the assignment and it will open for me. Now what's really nice is I can start working on it. I will go ahead and close that out and show you. I will close the classroom. With those closed, once you go to Google Classroom and you select the assignment, it automatically puts it in your Google Drive. So here's the student. They go up here to the apps and they choose Drive. They click on their classroom folder and they go to the one that we're working on. In this case, it's Google Classroom Professional Development. And there is the document. The student would then complete the assignment. They're going to choose a key word that will help them find the information as quickly as possible. So for example, how long can a platypus remain submerged underwater when trying to find food? I might just type in submerged as the key word. I would go to the site and click on it. I would then do Ctrl F of the keyboard, and as you can see in the upper right corner, a window popped up depending which browser you're using. I'm using Chrome, so it's in the upper right corner. It might be on the bottom depending which browser you're using. So I will type in submerged, and there's the word, so it just popped up. It says a minute or 2. I went ahead and typed in the wrong answer. And there's a reason for this. I want to show you what the teacher can do in order to communicate with the student. I'm now the teacher going into my drive, and I'm going to go ahead and locate that assignment. So I click on Classroom, and here are all the classrooms I've set up. I choose Google Classroom Professional Development. I open up that About Animals folder, and there's the student. I can click on that. I can see that the student gave poor information, and they even misspelled minutes. So in the upper right corner, I can click on Comments, click on Comment again, and I can tell the student, double check your answer for the platypus and check your spelling. And I will click Comment. I will now go to the student side. You can see in the upper right corner that there's feedback from the teacher. The student can then go back and reread the information. They can right-click, change it to the correct answer on minutes, and once they recorrect the information, they can choose Resolve. This concludes the session on how I set up the session for the workshop and how you can work with Google Classroom, see your student work, and have an interactive relationship using Google Classroom. Until next time, you have a wonderful day.